Hey, what's that? Oh, it's Sam Landlord. Hold on. Oi. Hey, wait. I just paid you the earliest arrears. I was gonna have the middle arrears. Well, fuck off then. Well, fuck off then. I just got served eviction papers. I don't know how legal that is, but I also know it's off 14 isn't legal. Alright, for the rest of this episode, we're gonna talk and pack, and we'd like to raise some points. In addition, some examples will help it resonate within our experience, and this time we mean truly ours for the first time. The people of the land we use, don't we want them to remember more than the price of the single that hit #3 pop charts but that we filmed a TV series? Do they ever say Black Lives Matter? Doesn't that represent the love of our music? Oh, of course they don't care, which makes you complicit. I got fired for making too many songs and videos for black causes to ignore. And Granlund say no. Give Black Lives some truth, but the truth never came. Instead got tagged a domestic terrorist and disavowed. And then there was the black supremacist option to BLM. They call themselves Black Lives Supreme. And well, that's reasonable. Tit for tat, you know. I didn't mind being the head honky with the clipboard and organizing the scenes and calling folk and getting them the chips while they vibed and improved their new ethnic state from scratch on live Twitch stream before they had community standards. It was brilliant and some late night wilding before the truth of what goes unsaid in our stuff hit me though. Did that show about Kello White Folks wasn't going anywhere soon, so I cancelled my series development deals I have as the movie director because I won't stand by something unless I'm paid more than half, which is less than what my album covers or photos sold for. I already quit TV but still do a little digital streaming if it's going to make any difference. Who would a guy like me trust with the stage anymore? No town fucked her trying to escape his childhood while feeling shame about the person who turned out to be his dad in real life. Oh, so yeah, I don't need the fame, which seems to get stolen as soon as I claim it at any time. Forever. And then there was the black supremacist option to BLM. They call themselves Black Lives Supreme. And well, that's reasonable. tit for tat, you know. I didn't mind being the head honky with the clipboard and organizing the scenes and calling folk and getting them the chips while they vibed and improved their new estate from scratch on light touch screen. Before they had community standards, it was brilliant and some late night wilding. Before the truth of what goes unsaid enough stuff hit me fell. T-that Sherbert Kill or White Coats wasn't going anywhere soon, so I cancelled my series development deals I have as a movie director because I won't stand by something unless I'm paid more than half, which is less than what my album covers or photos sold for. I already quit TV but still do a little digital streaming if it's going to make any difference. Who would a guy like me trust with a stage anymore? And no doubt got to trying to escape his childhood while feeling shame about that person who turned out to be his dad in real life. Oh, so yeah, I don't need the fame, which seems to get stolen as soon as I claim it at any time, wherever. Wherefore art thou? I still plodded along, here pitching an old black boot of Dallas and an old black version of Roots. Whoa, oh yeah, well, no, all of them, both sides. They thought it was too confusing and enraging. If black people loved us, why are you still writing movies about things we can relate to as opposed to selling merch from your merch shops about bread when it's almost 20 years old? Remember this? Yeah, me either. And have a second question. Is all we got to do to just learn from other cultures' crap experiences not our no one says it anymore. To achieve happiness, or can anyone claim something that fits what they believe instead of make any real life move? What is that we are singing now? Where is it going before you made it about white supremacists, or whites for that matter? Then say goodbye to anyone you even love because they are both oppressed because only 1 in 30 is white. 23, and he really laid a big turd on the nascent neo-Viking culture that was raging in these parts. No part of the world is pure, and bless that shite. Can't wait till I alive there again, where you don't get written at in all of our letters. Maybe give myself some diversity. Realizing people were all jonesing for the purity of the original meaning of it. Don't you get it? The folk don't come and the world doesn't have any trees, let alone those trees to smell like dirt, even then still stank like rotten fish, or don't want to or are killed for taking on extra baggage. Now that's a dirty mouth, try swearing out loud, no matter how much it seems it takes the sting out. We were always lucky to be stuck together on this earth, or don't get out of here on our terms. I've come to have revelations when vaping whatever is stuck inside my alchemy one bowl at a time. In my most cloudy moments, I can hear the voice of the ancient governors of the earth still with us. The green hegemony they want me to call it. It's just a deep motherfucker beneath everything you think has changed. Despite what the police said, my big heart is way more powerful than the violence. They know that all know that they will become the first targets of our wrath and rage when we find a path into the unknown. We're all infected with the disease. Pain in the neck, stress, or perhaps having someone kick your nuts out. Tell you, I feel you in times like this, but haven't had them in 20 years. There's one other thing though. Sometimes I wouldn't mind finding it. When did that happen? Oh, it's time to close. Enough said. Anyway, as we leave, we'll keep track and bring this online so you know whether I found any little lost lambs. And orphans for the many ages. But I fear this is just another planet no less contaminated in the Milky Way. Just because some homogenized version of it doesn't mean Earth 2's situation isn't fucked up. And this isn't one planet like they were talking about with Earth 1. There are thousands of these, and none have the answers you think they will. Go get them yourselves. Quit hoping everyone knows some guy from faraway land who'll give you the keys to paradise for sharing their knowledge. No, actually, there is a man like that, but he was way less busy with real problems like saving his own life trying to save your ass while you build yourself a heaven where anyone can build a kingdom all over again in new ways every day. and we have him here as our special guest tonight. Meet Dr. Fitzgerald. Today he is a frontier geneticist, and he is going to go beyond 23andMe. He is the good diagnostic shit from one solid generation ago during the times when spotty things spritzed the first gold onto our home. Back then, some blokes looked at our code whiskey was the good first, so it's got a pedigree. And Dr. Pizarro is an action that utilizing skills of looking into my deepest past we have never seen. It'll be a treat, and I hope I get buzzed off my good eaters. Tonight's featured segment will be a small boy and a grumpy man sitting next to a wall. So where do I start? So once more under the breach, dear friends, once more. A couple of weeks before New Year's I made an episode about how my wife has turned her back on me dag, and how I'm down on this street getting smashed down my fucking face by some folks in Oakland with what I'm hoping is water press solution who look like they don't give a rat's behind. On top of that, all I'd hear for days from any non-fam or random fellow hip-hop dude, black man is just. Oh, your woman just might be the real victim here. She just needs to swallow her pride. You know they're trying to be understanding, but I need a helping hand out of these times and onto something less rotten. Press, even with some great sound clips, can't help me that way, which leads me into my plan. If you want to keep up, then find someone else. Now with a real movie room. I put it out online in hopes that someone who gives a damn is trying to use this language to organize and try to push some shit so we get better services. Because of course now I live in a gang neighborhood with children killing other people in schools because our neighbors can't stop the flow of guns out of some police forces. Yet I still love her. What wife would deny me after all, right? You might think I'm over the top now, but when I recorded some lines that would lead a discussion on black criminals, whatever you wanted to call them, with Priscilla back before her last stint, more on that later. Who the fuck knows when this is airing, that my marriage was crashing, and I thought maybe it's time to send my favorite plugs to the greatest cunts from where I came and have met through ciphers at the fringes of some shit most can't fathom into oblivion. Just enough to prove how absurd this shit has gotten, then drop it in front of all their homes so everyone feels a little bad as if there isn't anything to do but talk and drink, so there. In bed with each other fast as if the end of civilization is tomorrow. I sent in 3 or 4 segments of an unfinished diary to some place called Big Boy Internet where you send you show real so people know how cool and real you are. No bullshit. Maybe. When I realized I could go insane because no one outside the scene will see the video. Right. Go for it. Fuck them if they don't want your stuff. Well, this is my problem. Welcome. You'll be hearing from us in 2 shakes. So I was listening to this one album. What's its name again? Man, I forgot when I posted this that there's already some tracks on it that already fit this subject in other ways. Dr. Pizarro, I'm going to need to swab your cheek. Johannes Brahms. Can it wait till after I've explained my research findings about that damn tune? It's either that or give myself a new hip in under 5 months with an implant so it all makes sense and I don't have any regrets. and I need to run back and get them. We do know the same things through and through, you and me, and that's why I can meet you like this. So let's knock this shit in the head real quick. It was nothing, just you having the dude pull a gun and take your purse with a 12 pound of weed inside in the most open place ever. Which reminds me, they should change the name of San Francisco to the Tenderloins. Lovington. Excellent. Always great to see you, Mr. Bramsman. Okay, here's my check. Good doctor, swab away. And if the swab is too rough, can I get some nitrous for the ouchie? Doctor beats arrow. Moot point, dear boy. Let me turn that camera and smell for that great big motherfucker that wants to eat my eyes and give birth to himself. Hi, Mom. I'd never met any of these folks, but being of an older generation where I never really felt quite as connected, I listened and stayed quiet. So thanked Priscilla for going on another ride, although it turns out there wasn't anywhere else to go than right here with these dudes who even want the last dole of this bollock. From here the man leaps into the quantum and more dimensions of information until it connects up with others already far beyond our world. Now if I'm being straight, I wasn't scared the slightest to come home in an IRA, and it didn't seem all that long at the time because Dr. Pizarro and Dr. Clonington took such great care of everything while I tried to help out the pair with what they were trying to figure out with their instruments. Elder gods, old Father Time, my grandma used to talk about them. All in the heart, and can we access them when the pain gets so bad you'd slit your arm down both sides? They were trying to make music too and asked a lot of questions about a few wrecks and lakes that had nothing to do with anything going on outside. I just sat around drinking, made them coffee and paid the fucking electric bill while Dr. P and company. Oh, and assembled they knew their men, never got that shit to work. Closing remarks and references to additional research. You all might be more aware now, but over here in Upton, recent years there was this song called Waka Waka by some bird called Shakira, where this kid singing at the back or left really became an overnight star all around the planet. What was this dude thinking? And one of those types who always likes to bring his rock bands out as sort of an add-on to an already mega project. Hilarious. There's plenty like that too. If you notice them, you'll never watch again. Why did the Bee Gees always need a famous boy to be at the back? What kind of music has it come from to know how to play off this little guy like that? loving them. We may want to have Menudo's old manager on the show and ask him, but not tonight. So when do we get the results on my cheek juices? And this are the kids singing in the group how about the Black Eyed Peas on the part of the country band got started because of some of the things we spoke about last time and because I might be ready to talk about it on an upcoming broadcast to you after these others have been resolved. The name of that group was simply put, they didn't need a word from me, right? Righto. It's true that he looked half asleep most of the time. I say chit, don't tell. They always managed to combine it all so they couldn't just get it onto you straight, like what we're doing now. Anyway, happy holidays to one and all. Dr. Pizarro. Wait, I'm getting a signal. Okay, let me pay the copay. Okay, here are the results. You're good to go, so don't even worry. You have some more data though, which is better than a few years of waiting and wondering. Lavender. The good news is I have these aches going on every day, and I think they are coming from all the stuff from when I lived in South Africa. What did I ever do with these small children over there? You can laugh if you like. They just came to me, all my friends, to try and improve their condition, while all I know for sure was try not to make a mess all the time as usual. We tried lots of things, but the craziness with those kids never got any less violent over there, at least not compared to here. Maybe I could make myself believe these feelings are being used up when the crazy happened. But that's what you get when you have a room full of smoke shielding from the hot sun in someone's bed and smoking those opiate pellets that the apartheid used for crowd control, or tried. What else could you call it except for shooting little boys? Which seems to be the lesson from Priscilla. Her article on these killings has taken off too and has people looking at these scandalous deaths in need. Thank you, Matt. Pizarro. There goes the credits again with me on top looking away like this shit was my own. This is how real science goes on. Just don't let any cops in who ask silly questions. That was actually the biggest pain of the whole thing. Telling people about this last week after we had fixed Chris's situation. The media thinks she went nuts and ran around going, well, my favorite cut would not go off the air one time only. He heard these parts too, which left him explaining most of the Well, I'm not gonna go into it. And next episode, me and the gang gas your head off telling it it's never happened. Never happened, man. What are you talking about? I have a show? No one told you it even existed. Do you live under a rock? Lovington. Actually, that's not where I was trying to put you. All kidding aside, this all has much more weight and context, which brings us full circle from where the first broadcast began as. Yay! I'm out here, trying to get back and watch myself in some boring awards show I had to jump through for whatever it was again. Like those yaps dancing half naked at the top of the hill. That wasn't any good at all, but I tell you I like the sight on the faces the most. Ooh, was that Nick Drake they were celebrating on TV the other night? I've been meaning to bring up for a while now his older sister still called Nina, which comes from an ancient god too. Yikes, best not let myself do that. Been long enough already. So hey, does anyone still give a crap about this? Closing remarks and references to additional research. Olive oil. Who told you? I already did so long ago. We talked about it. So stop saying these stupid things that everyone doesn't seem to hear and will forget anyway. Why didn't you start out talking like this? I want everyone who is listening to everything said as though your listeners understand at least 90% of it instantly because you're fucking dead. Or, okay, I have to calm down. Good doctors. I go to sleep like a log, they say. Covington. Well, not before you blow me down. Let's give another couple of weeks to let all of this go off the air, and then make another set of appointments right over here at my pad for folks with weird questions and can pay real good with no reps. Laughs this might even be less painful. No, I haven't seen what happens after my new skin graft. Wouldn't if I didn't ask them for me. Meanwhile, the gang in London said they can call one of my old friends they were watching all along in a controlled environment. They've got much more for me to work with there now. Think it will go pretty well? They say I might get back on TV, but with some real changes next time around.